Clarity fam, Clarity Nation, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a great week. Got a bit of a special treat for you guys. Most of you might know this week, my first ever cooking class dropped. Stuffed peppers, super simple, super easy, especially in the air fryer. You're done cooking in like 40-45 minutes. In the oven, it'll take about an hour 15, hour 30-ish, which still isn't bad considering that you're just sitting around waiting for the stuff to cook, right? And it's such a versatile meal. You know, with stuffed peppers, there's no right or wrong way to make them. You can put whatever type of protein in there. You can go with quinoa, you can go with rice. There's so much you can do. You can do all beef, you can do all veg, right? There's really no limitations. The nice thing about it is once you've cooked it once or twice, you just kind of know what to do. And then you can go through and you can experiment a bit more. You can play around a bit more, right? Try adding different vegetables in, mix up your starches, mix up your proteins, do a combination of protein, whatever. In case you haven't noticed, I love stuffed peppers. I'm me. I'm one person. But I cannot seem to cook for less than 4 or 5 people. So I always got my dinner, I got my lunch, and then that's about all I can handle of the same meal. So I end up freezing everything. And once my freezer gets full, I have a variety of food that I can eat for lunch and dinner, and I could take a couple weeks off cooking to empty my freezer. So it works out well, and it really doesn't take overly long, depending on the size of your freezer, I guess. You'd be building that up pretty long if you're working with the deep freeze. So I wouldn't really recommend a deep freeze. If you're doing a deep freeze, pick get like a bucket container or something. And once that's full, there you go. You got a break from cooking. Meal prep 101. Those are my hacks. Guess what? I'm like a lot of you. I don't want to be sitting around for hours on end prepping just so I can be sitting around eating the same shit every single day for a week. Doesn't work for me. Not cool. Not happening. So that's what I got. So for today's topic, breath work, breath control, right? Breathing is such an important aspect of our being. It's an important aspect of our life. Most of us, I would say pretty much all of us actually, don't breathe properly, right? The quality of our lives can be determined by the quality of our breath. Now, what does that mean? Our breath and the way that we're breathing determines our state. And you could tell what kind of a state somebody is in by the way that they're breathing. And you can even see it in yourself, right? So a couple of quick examples. Anxiety, people who are really strung out, yours truly. When I'm emotionally charged, once I'm really charged up and I'm pumped and I'm ready to go, you know, I breathe from the top of my lungs, right? Short, shallow, and I'm just filling up the top of my lungs, if that. When I'm super calm, when I'm super relaxed, I breathe into my belly. And it's still very shallow, but deep, right? It's deep in my lungs, in my belly, but it's a very shallow form of breathing. To maximize our breath and to maximize our efforts, we must be using our whole lungs. We can, by learning how to use our whole lungs to breathe, we can increase our performance. We can help unlock flow state a little bit easier. There's just a ton of health benefits. And we could go into a super long episode with all of the details and the technicalities. But you know me, I like actionable. I like stuff that you can execute on right away. So we're not really going to get there. But I know for myself, like when I am mellow, calm, chill mode, I'm breathing in my belly. I'm using the bottom of my lungs. I'm not using my whole lungs. I got to catch myself. And my breath is usually the first sign that I'm getting strung out because my breathing moves from up here to up here, down here to up here, very shallow. Now, there's a plethora of different types of breath work that we can do, right? You got mother's breath, 2-mo, box breathing, slow-mo, double clutch, warrior's breath, victorious breath. You got a number. At least in our Unbeatable Mind sister company, Kokoro Yoga, there's about 21 different forms of breath practices. Now, the one that I want to get into today, and the one that I want to spend the majority of my time on, is box breathing. If you have worked with me directly one-on-one, you'll know that the way we start off every single class, coaching session, meeting, whatever, is with about 10 rounds of box breathing. This helps us with state management, right? We're letting go of everything that happened throughout the day, and we're grounding and centering ourselves in the present moment. We're getting focused. We're tapping into that flow state. We're calming ourselves down. Box breathing is very powerful for arousal control, calming yourself down. It is amazing before bed. I've got clients that do box breathing with their children. Their children actually ask them to do box breathing with them before bed. And within a few rounds, their kids are like passed out. And they're like, okay, I thought you wanted to do this with me. Guess not. So that's kind of handy. That's a nice little parenting hack. Yeah. So if you're driving, I do not want you closing your eyes. You can follow along with this next part, but that's about it. Stay focused on the road. If you can't multitask on your breath while you're driving, I get it. It can be a challenge for some people. You can always come back and revisit this portion later. You know what I mean? It's all good. So at Unbeatable Mind, we got our handy dandy box breathing app. It's mobile. You can go through, you can choose, well, we don't have any sound options in there right now, but you can choose your voice prompts. You can choose your breath cycle. Personally, I like to go a 6x6 box, but for beginners, a 4x4 or a 5x5 box is usually pretty good. I'm only going to do 5 rounds today. Those of you who know me, you know I'm big on 10 rounds, 10 minutes. That's where I've been sitting for the last little bit. But you guys are most likely new to breathwork and new to these practices, so I don't want to overload you guys. 5 rounds should be about right. So if you're looking at 5x5x5, you're looking at 20 seconds per round. You can get 3 rounds per minute. So we're looking at just about a minute and a half, right? Around there. So what I want you to do, find a nice comfortable seat. You guys did not need to see me fix my wedgie. Find a nice comfortable seat and get rid of your wedgies before anything. Feet firmly planted on the ground. If you have a Zazen bench, a meditation bench, or a favorite spot, you can go ahead. You can choose that. Spine straight, right? You want to sit up nice and tall, chin tucked. You can almost imagine like you have a string attached to the back of your head and somebody is just lifting you up, right? Get centrated. Yeah, get centrated. We'll take a couple deep breaths in, a couple deep cleansing breaths, and then we'll get right to it. I'm not going to offer a lot of guidance on this one. This is just for arousal control. So all we're going to do is tap into our witness and take that step back and just focus on our breathing. That's it. So we're going to take 2 deep cleansing breaths in 3, 2, 1. Wherever you are, let it go. Breathe in through the mouth. Nice full deep breaths from the top to the bottom of your lungs. Let it go with a nice and again, deep breath in and let it go. And we'll begin. Close your eyes, nice and tall, shoulders down. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Peace. Hold. Let your thoughts float by like the clouds. Breathe out. Let go of anything that happened today and hold. Breathe in. Abundance. Hold. Breathe out. Toxicity. And hold. Breathe in courage. Hold. Breathe out fear. Hold. Breathe in. Fill up your lungs nice and deep. Your whole lungs. Hold. Keep a light lifting sensation in your chest. Breathe out. Hold. And let go of your holds. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Open your eyes if you were in a space that was appropriate for you to close your eyes. I don't know about you guys, but even just after a couple minutes, I feel super mellow, super stressed, or super de-stressed. I don't know what, it must be like opposite week with me. I've been writing the exact opposite and saying the exact opposite of like a lot of stuff that I mean. Luckily, it's been laughable so far. It hasn't got me in trouble. As you guys could tell at the end of the session, like my voice, my demeanor, already calmer, more peaceful, more open, more welcoming, less like apprehensive and up in your face. Our breath is so powerful, right? And especially when it comes to state management. I am guilty of this too. I suck at managing my emotions. Like, it's not a strong skill of mine whatsoever. I struggle with it. I tend to wear my emotions on my sleeve. Anger tends to be my default emotion, and I just throw out emotional hand grenades often. Box breathing, not just for arousal control, but taking it through the other stages of breathing and stacking on other habits such as visualization and projection, recapitulation, box breathing while reviewing my day, These things really help me personally and a lot of my clients. There's a reason that this is ingrained deeply into our culture and our coaching system, is because it really does help you manage your state, and it does help you tap into different levels of potential and performance based on what you need. So you can find different, not just meditations, but you like finding meditation is great. Meditation, visualization, when you need to slow down and reflect on what happened or project forward and do practice like the mental toughness skills and project yourself forward into the future to win in your mind before you step foot into that massive sales meeting or your next executive meeting, your next sales pitch, whatever, right? It's key, and it goes such a long way to help us find that focus, to help us just find that state, regulate our states, control our states, and position ourselves to be in the state that we want to be, that we need to be, so that we're effectively showing up in the capacity we want to show up for the events in our life that we need to show up for, right? Anyways, guys, Coach Viking here, Daniel, signing off. It's been a slice. I really hope you guys enjoyed that box breathing session as much as I did. Go check out that stuffed pepper recipe. You're gonna love it. It's like an orgasm for your taste buds. Um, yeah, that's all I got. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Head on over to collective.sovcoach.com. Again, that's collective.sovcoach.com. Join the community. I'll be posting more and longer meditation sessions back there. It's free for you guys. The recipes will be live back there in the collective for a little bit before they move over to the membership portal. So for a limited time, people get access to those. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Cheers.